Welcome to our van Mallorca. We are Marta and Vlad, owners of DWD Campers, an elevated camper van experience in Portugal. Before you start your road trip in this beautiful country, this video will guide you through the features and functions of the van. Mallorca is a 2018 Fiat Ducato L2H2 and has a manual gearbox. The van only takes diesel fuel, so when you're filling up the gas, make sure to choose Gasóleo Simples, which is diesel here in Portugal. You can find the fuel tank right next to the driver's door. We put a label on the fuel tank door as a friendly reminder. It is 5.4 meters in length, 2.5 meters in height, and 2 meters in width. We recommend not to park in any underground garages to avoid the van getting stuck. Keep in mind that while the van drives smoothly, it is much bigger than what you may be used to, and it's important to be mindful of this when you're turning streets or driving down narrow roads, which you'll find a lot of in Portuguese cities, villages, and towns. Should you need roadside assistance or the documents of the van, you can find them in the glove compartment on the passenger side. The van is equipped with a Via Verde transponder on the windshield. This is Portugal's toll system. Feel free to pass through any of the Via Verde lanes whenever it's available. We will hold a deposit at the beginning of your trip in case you use the Via Verde device. After your trip, we will calculate how much you owe, deduct it from the deposit, and return the rest to you by your preferred method of payment. Should you owe more than the deposit, we will send you an invoice with the balance. We do not charge any additional fees for using this device. You only pay for what you've used. This is the van's key. The top button will unlock the front doors, the middle button will unlock the side and rear doors, and the bottom button will lock all the doors. To ensure the van is completely locked, it is important to verify that each door has been closed properly. The van is charged in 3 ways: solar panels located on the roof, when the van is turned on and you're driving, and by being plugged into an outlet in a campground. This screen will tell you how much battery life the van has. If for some reason this number drops very low and you haven't drained the power by leaving the boiler on, it may just be a glitch, and all you have to do is press this button on the right to reset it. The van has 14 USB ports throughout the van. All you have to do is plug in your USB cord and you're good to go. You also have a USB-C port located next to the battery level reader. If you want to use the 220 volt plugs to charge your laptop, for instance, you need to turn on the 700 watt inverter that can be found under the right bench. You simply press this button down on the left side. When the light turns green, it's ready to use. To turn it off, flip the switch back to the center. When you're not using it, we recommend turning it off, but if you're planning to use it often, you can leave it on. When you enter the van, you'll see a touch-sensored light switch that lights up the main cabin. To turn it on, just tap on the button once. To make the light brighter, tap and hold the button. To dim the light, tap the button again and hold it down. To turn off the light, tap the button once. The rotating knob on the opposite side turns the side outdoor light on. This is the kitchen area. You have a spacious wooden countertop and a deep kitchen sink. To turn the water pump on, you have to flip this switch up. The sink water drains into a gray water tank found underneath the van. When the tank is full, this light will turn on. Another way to tell if you need to empty the gray water tank is if the water in the sink or shower won't drain. To empty the tank, pull the red easy release lever below the van. Make sure to do this in designated areas only, such as self-service outdoor car washes. The gray water tank holds 70 liters and will need to be emptied every couple of days. The sink faucet is rotatable and can be used to wash sand off your feet after a beach day. Here on the side, you'll find an extendable table that can be used as extra space or even as a standing table for working. Just lift the table until you hear a click, and when you're done using it, you'll just pull these levers underneath towards you and fold the table back down. Underneath the sink is where you'll find cups, mugs, wine glasses, a coffee maker, coffee grounds, tea, and cooking necessities. This is also where we store the hand and dishwashing soap dispensers when driving. When you're stationed, you can leave these up here on the counter if you'd like. In this top drawer, you'll find the cutlery, kitchen knives, kitchen utensils, lighters, scissors, and flashlight. Underneath this drawer is where the portable double burner stovetop lives when it's not in use. To use, pull it out, remove the cover, and place it underneath the burner. This helps to protect the wooden countertop. To close the cabinet while you're using the stovetop, lift this metal piece, situate the tube in the opening, and close the metal latch. Now you can close the cabinet door. Be careful not to close the cabinet door while the metal latch is up, as it might damage it. The propane tank can be found next to where the stovetop is stored. To turn it on, rotate the knob all the way towards the plus sign and use one of the provided lighters to start the flame. When you're done using the stovetop, make sure that the propane tank is turned all the way towards the minus sign and store it back in its place. Down here you'll find bowls, plates, pots, pans, cutting boards, a drying mat, and some kitchen gadgets. All the way down here in this basket, you'll find miscellaneous things you may need, such as trash bags, soap refills, gloves for cleaning the toilet, and so on. Feel free to use anything you see here. Here in the back, you'll find additional counter space as well as the control panels. As we mentioned earlier, this is the battery level reader, this is the water switch, here you'll find the charging station, 220 volt plugs, and the water level reader. To see how much water you have in the van, press this button. As you can see, the tank is almost full. Once you reach this level down here, it's time to refill the water. This light here will light up when the gray water tank is full and needs to be emptied. Against the wall, there is a spice rack with 12 different spices for all your cooking needs. Feel free to use as much as you need. In this drawer, you'll find storage and a mirror that I like to use like this. We like to store dry goods in this box. If you see anything here, you're more than welcome to use it. Below here, you have more storage. This bottom space easily fits a small suitcase or backpack. This is the hanging closet. And down here, you'll have more storage that's perfect for shoes or even a yoga mat. This is the hanging out, dining, and sleeping area of the van. The couch and table convert into a comfortable full-size bed. To set up the table, start by attaching the two parts of the table support to the rail and adjusting the levers for stability. Be careful not to over-tighten the levers, as this can damage them and affect the mobility of the table. Finally, fit the tabletop onto the support to complete the setup. Setting up the bed is easy. First, lift the tabletop off the support and slide the swivel pole off. Then place the table in the space with the indentations and add the two provided pillows to complete the bed. Fresh bedding, pillows, and a blanket are always included in each rental. If you're renting during the colder months, we'll also provide a comforter for added warmth. While you're driving, please remove the tabletop and lay it flat on the couch or slide it behind the driver's seat. This avoids the table swinging forcefully and potentially damaging the inside of the van. Above the bed area, you'll find 5 cabinets where you can store your things. The 2 cabinets closest to the entrance have a touch-sensored light switch that operate exactly like the light at the entrance of the van. Both cabinets towards the back of the van have a charging station you can use if you want to charge anything while you're driving. Underneath the right bench, you'll find a broom and pail, the 700-watt battery inverter, and extra storage. Inside the left bench, you'll find 2 camping chairs as well as additional storage space. In the middle bench, you'll find the water hose, van levelers, safety vests, power cords, a bicycle lock, and more storage. On the left side of the bench, you'll find a small button that turns the boiler on. We recommend turning it on an hour and a half to 2 hours before showering if it's the colder months, or 45 minutes to an hour if it's during the summer. It's very important to remember to turn it off once the water has heated, because this will drain the battery. To ensure it's off, make sure the button is switched to the O symbol. We like to set an alarm on our phone to make sure we don't forget to turn it off. Here we have the wet bath cabin, which includes a portable chemical toilet or porta potty that will be fully prepared for use with all necessary chemicals and liquids prior to your rental. To use the toilet, simply lift the lid, pull out the lever located in the front, conduct your business, pump the left knob twice to release the pink cleaning liquid, close the opening, and finally close the lid. That's all there is to it. To empty the toilet, you'll locate your nearest chemical waste dump station by using an app like Caramaps or Park4Night. Pull the base support to remove the toilet from the wet bath. The toilet has 2 separate parts, the top and the bottom. To detach both sections, simply move the latch located behind the unit in the opposite direction. The top portion is used for flushing and contains a pink liquid that should not be emptied. Instead, it should be refilled with water and the pink liquid once it runs low. On the other hand, the bottom compartment, which contains the waste and blue liquid, needs to be emptied and thoroughly rinsed before returning the van. To take a shower, first ensure that the water pump is switched on. You can choose to either leave the toilet inside the shower cabin or unlatch it and move it outside, depending on your preference. Before showering, please remember to move the toilet paper and bath mat outside the cabin to keep them dry. Above the cabin, you'll find a privacy curtain, a dirty laundry hamper, a beach blanket, additional blanket, an umbrella, and extra storage. Right behind the privacy curtain, you'll find a green knob that turns the outdoor mister on, which really comes in handy on hot Portuguese days. To turn it on, turn the knob to the right. The van has 2 ceiling fans, one in the front and one in the back. Turn this knob towards the right to open the fan cover. This button here will turn the fan on. You can choose to have the airflow going in or out. To ensure the van has air circulation, especially while cooking or if the doors are closed, we recommend having one fan blow air in and the other blowing air out. Always remember to turn the fans off and close the covers completely before driving. Driving at high speeds while the cover is open can damage it. In the back side of the van, there's a pull-out table. Press the yellow lever to slide it out. You can pull it midway and use the back of the van as seats, or pull it all the way until you hear a click and use the provided camping chairs for table seats. You also have another 220 volt plug and USB port available here too. When you're done using the table, push it back until you hear a click to ensure it's locked. To turn the backlight on, turn this knob to the right. On colder nights, feel free to use the built-in heater, which comes out through here. Press the power button once and adjust the temperature to your liking. To turn it off, hold the power button on until the screen turns off. It can take 10 to 15 minutes for the heater to turn off once you press the button, so don't be alarmed if it doesn't turn off right away. The heater runs on gas, so leaving it on won't affect the battery life of the van. Located on the back door, you'll find a bike rack that can hold up to 2 bicycles. To securely fasten a bike, lift it onto the rack and fasten one strap in the middle and another at the bottom, securing it around the bike's wheels. When using the bike rack, it is mandatory to display the provided warning sign, which can be found behind the driver's seat. The clean water tank holds 90 liters of water. When the water levels reach to the lowest bar, it's time to refill the water. To do so, use the key to unlock the water tank, which can be found on the left side of the van. If you fill up at a gas station, a hose is usually available, and all you have to do is place the hose inside the hole. Turn the faucet on and let it fill up. You'll know it's full when the water starts spilling out. If you fill up at a campsite or water station, you'll use the provided hose located inside the middle bench, screw it onto the water faucet, and repeat the same steps. To recharge at a campsite, use the power cord located inside the middle bench. Just plug it in and the battery will start charging. Before starting your trip, familiarize yourself with the features of the van, as they may be slightly different to what you're used to driving. You can connect to Bluetooth and listen to your favorite music or podcasts. On the windshield, you'll find a cell phone holder. Place your phone in the middle and squeeze the sides until your phone feels secure. To release the phone, press the buttons on the side. You can also find a double-port USB charger for your convenience. Again, you can find all the documents of the van on the passenger side glove compartment. It is very important to remember to secure the drawers and cabinets before driving. Forgetting to do so can result in the drawers getting damaged or things inside breaking. Again, when locking the van, make sure every door is properly closed and always double check that the van is locked. While Portugal is a safe country, things can happen. In case you need some extras, here are some things we offer at an additional fee. Unlimited 5G hotspot for a daily fee or at a discounted rate for longer stays. Hybrid bikes, we have one male and one female bike available for a daily fee or at a discounted rate for longer stays. Fresh towels, airport pickup and drop off, yoga mats, Pilates mats, additional mileage. If you intend to drive more than the included 100 kilometers per day, we also offer 200 kilometers per day or unlimited kilometers per day. Feel free to bring along your furry friends for an extra fee, as we will need to conduct a thorough cleaning after your rental. If you would like some itinerary suggestions, we're always happy to give you our recommendations. However, if you'd like a more tailored experience, we can design a personalized itinerary for your road trip for an additional fee. We hope you have an amazing trip exploring this beautiful country. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Vlad and I are always available to help. Also, for van life in Portugal inspiration or itinerary ideas, make sure to follow our TikTok and IG. Feel free to tag us during your travels. We absolutely love seeing how your trip is going. Thanks for watching.